Today, once again, we are a house divided. But that, my friends, can no longer be. We are facing too many crises. We have too much work to do. We have too bright a future to have it shipwrecked on the shoals of anger and hate and division. I think about what it takes for a black person to love America. That is a deep love for this country that has for far too long never been recognized.
Joe Biden speaking today on hallowed ground at the Gettysburg battlefield with a powerful call for unity. Back with us again tonight to talk about all things political. Jason Johnson, campaign veteran contributor over at the Griot and a professor of politics at Morgan State University. Go Bears. And David Plouffe, former Obama campaign manager and senior advisor to President Obama. He's also on the board of directors for the Obama Foundation. His latest work is A Citizen's Guide to Beating Donald Trump. Gentlemen, good evening to you both, and thank you for being with us. Jason, when Michelle Obama talks, all activity stops in millions of American homes. And I raise her because today she delivered her closing argument. The woman widely believed to be the most popular in the world, consensus choice for most popular first lady in the modern or any era. We'll listen to a short bit of this, get your take on the other side.
They're stoking fears about black and brown Americans, lying about how minorities will destroy the suburbs. So what the president is doing is once again patently false. It's morally wrong. And yes, it is racist. The knowledge that any of my fellow Americans is more afraid of me than the chaos we are living through right now, well, that hurts.
Jason, I'm not going to attempt to add to her words except to ask you for your reaction.
That just goes, Brian, that goes right to the heart of the key demographic for a Democratic win this year. What woman, what man, what teenager in America doesn't want Michelle Obama as a neighbor? And that's essentially what she said. She's like, who would be afraid of me? Who would be afraid of me and Barack living next door? You'd want to hang out with our kids. You'd want to have your daughters go to school with your children. You'd want to come over and have coffee. She really, really contrasts not just herself as an individual, herself as a black woman, but stability and peace and togetherness as opposed to the chaos that seems to erupt every 5 minutes from the White House. I've always thought Michelle Obama was probably one of the most effective speakers for the Democratic Party. This may or may not be her entire closing argument, but as a reminder to the American people that this is what's at stake, chaos versus good neighbors, I think she did a fantastic job.
And David Plouffe, just tonight, the former Vice President Joe Biden has picked up the endorsement of the New York Times, the Boston Globe, and General Hayden, who has joined Republicans against Trump. There is a new ad. We'll show you part of that. Get your reaction on the other side.
If Trump gets another term, I think many alliances will be gone and America will be alone. And that's a real problem. I absolutely disagree with some of Biden's policies, but that's not important. What's important is the United States, and I'm supporting Joe Biden. Biden is a good man. Donald Trump is not.
David, it's a lot there. General Hayden recovering from a stroke, the old warrior, a revered figure within intelligence circles, especially in Washington. Your reaction to his endorsement, things like newspapers, does any of it matter? Does all of it matter? And what's the debt you guys are going to owe to all the former Republicans?
Right. Well, I look forward to the day, Brian, when we're on the other side again, because that means the Republican Party's gotten healthy. But I thought that was a really powerful spot from General Hayden. And what it does, Brian, is create a permission structure for Americans out there, many of them post-debate, by the way. So Donald Trump's had maybe the worst 7 days in presidential campaign history. Joe Biden had a significant lead. It's grown. And so that permission structure, when Hayden says, I don't agree with everything Biden says, there's going to be a healthy chunk of people who vote for Joe Biden who want to feel that way too. It's okay. they're ready to fire Trump. And when somebody like Hayden says it's okay to vote for Biden, and Michelle Obama, back in the Obama campaign days, we called Michelle Obama the closer back in the Iowa caucus because she was so effective. And that, I think message from Michelle Obama will work in every part of the country with every demographic group. But right now, polls aren't votes. But the polls would show Joe Biden heading to a historic gender gap with women. And so both of those spots, I think, Joe Biden can't be doing much better in this race right now than he is. So the big task for the Biden-Harris ticket is to basically hold their support levels where they are, and of course work really hard to make sure it actually materializes in vote, but very powerful. Newspaper endorsements traditionally are less effective. I'm sure they'll turn those into ads. But I thought the combination of Joe Biden's Gettysburg speech today, the Hayden spot, and Michelle Obama's closing argument was quite a good trifecta, not just this close to Election Day, but listen, people are voting in huge numbers all over the country as we speak.
To our viewers, that cacophonous noise you just heard, Democrats knocking on wood, some of them opting to live in a lumberyard for the next 28 days. Both of these gentlemen have agreed to stick around. I'm going to fit in a break, and coming up, by this time tomorrow night, the first and only